Alrighty, so crazy shit has happened over the weekend. Apologize for my language, but it's absolutely like Bitcoin is just taking a massive dump right now and continuing the game. So right now we've got Bitcoin trading around 18,500. We have a last line of support around 17,600, and it looks like pretty high probabilities we're going to drop that. And now the big question is it a 15K Bitcoin next? Is it a 12K Bitcoin next? Because there's one very important chart to see over here, and it's not the Bitcoin chart. It is actually the total three. And the total three is basically showing us altcoins. I think that's the big question. We know Bitcoin is not in a good place right now. We know the stock market's not in a good place right now. And there can be more downside for Bitcoin. But if that happens, you can see this total three over here is the altcoins. And the problem that we have here is it's holding the 2018, the ultimate altcoin rally and bull run that we had. That is a support we bounced previously. It is something we've approached now again. And if that is lost, there is a very big gap. And that gap is up to 50%. So is it that stage where like we know Bitcoin is going down, but the problem is if Bitcoin drops a level and altcoins drop a level, the gap for the altcoins is a lot bigger than what we actually think. And is it a safe time to just get everything into Bitcoin? Like, we need to look at these early warning signs because this is a big drop. This over here is looking at over 50% on the altcoins to the downside, considering that we've actually already come down 80 to 85% with majority of the market. So it's a big time to pay attention to. Are we buying this dip? Very, very, very hard question. But right now we got to stay focused because if this drops, we got to make some serious decisions, and it can move quite quickly. So opportunity or disaster, another big question. No more wasting time. Jamesy, start the damn show. Let's get it.
Click. Have you heard the news? What? With his finger on the pulse, it's like Sheldon knew. Click. When the sniper shoots, we got Sheldon on the charts, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. So enter the sniper, click. Time to be dedicated, sniper mode is activated. Explosions in the market are in target and Sheldon demonstrates. Mirror on the wall, Master Sheldon tell us all. We got Sheldon on the chart, so we never lose. Enter the sniper, sharpshooter advisor. Enter the sniper, he marks the charts right. Enter the sniper, he's calling the cycles. Enter the sniper, click. Enter the sniper. Enter the sniper.
Yo, Banter fam, what's happening? I hope you've all had a good weekend. Markets have been quite terrible, but I hope you've had a good weekend. If you are brand new, smash a like, smash the subscribe button to our beloved community. Smash that like button. We've been through war together. We continue to fight together. And ultimately, we're all going to become damn millionaires. And it's not about just becoming a millionaire. It's about the road trip to becoming that. It makes it truly worth it. I promise you. When you got a reason behind success and getting there, we want the road. We want an interesting road. We don't want to just say we just became millionaires. Like we worked our butts off to get there. So I'm proud of all of you that have still been here through the war and continue to be here. We're not going to quit. We're not going to stop until we're the most profitable and financially free community out there. First thing, guys, the $1 million challenge has dropped. The way this is going to work is these are going to be private streams. Now, we know we fight a lot of wicks and we fight a lot of things on live trading. So what we've done is if you join our Discord to become a VIP, you got to sign up with one of our exchanges. If you sign up with any of our links below, it gets you into the VIP group. And you can see the $1 million challenge has started there. Before I do show you that, guys, remember, if you sign up with BYBIT, you can get up to $4,200. You can get up to all these different discounts and all these things with any of them. So go see which exchange you like. I love BitGet. I love BYBIT. I love these for all specific different reasons. What that does is it gets you into the VIP group The $1 million challenge has happened, and the way this is going to be happening is they're going to be private. So it means you're going to get the private link that's going to be sent to you on this group. It's going to have a live tracking system of the actual portfolio and each trade that we take. So it means you're going to get the private link, and we're going to keep these live trading sessions private, because when it's live on YouTube, we got some whales that like playing around. We got a lot of these things happening. So by us taking it private will work a lot better for everyone. It's a lot more personalized as well, and we can sit. If you already sign up with BYBIT, if you've used any of our links, you can get in. If you haven't, that is one thing, guys. We bring all of this for free. We continue to bring all of this for free. So we do just need you using our links. That's what covers us financially, so we can keep doing the stuff. I think we got about 16 people that are running this. So, we got to pay these 16 people. So that's how we basically do it outside. But it's exciting. Now we're going to start getting away from the whales, stop getting away from the stupid wicks. Let's go privately. You'll get the link through here, and you'll join me, and we'll trade privately. And there's still going to be a lot of us that are going to run, but at least it's not just live on YouTube for anyone to watch and to manipulate and play around with us. So very important to join that. And remember, BBS, guys, go post your charts. Lots of love. I haven't done a live trading because the market's been terrible, but we have the linesmen still jumping on. And I just want to continue finding good traders and getting them onto us. You can use this as an information place for you as well to go find trades and all of that. It's also free for you guys. Go post your charts. Go learn from everyone else. One thing I've learned in this game is to work very smart. So instead of you trying to find all the coins that are moving, go jump into a platform that's giving you tons of charts and be like, oh, wow, that chart does look interesting. And then you go chart it yourself. It's a nice little base for you to find stuff quickly. Don't work your ass off, work smart. So use the connections around you to continue. So guys, Bitcoin right now, not in a good place at all. We have last line of defense, and last line of defense is the $17,600 mark. That is the last line of defense for Bitcoin. As you can see, I'm on the weekly chart right now, and we're basically fighting the closing area of the previous all-time high in 2017. End of the day, Bitcoin's still come a very long way, and it's still done really, really well. If you are in this stage of the market, if you're in this stage of the market right now, you're sitting underwater quite strong, which I think majority of the people are in this little phase over here. But remember, the guys that made money, even guys that bought in this area of the year, are still ahead. They still 100% up. They're still in that strong sort of way. But the main sort of message you got to take from it is they first had to go through this. Majority of them bought here. Then they had to go through this, and they're like, I've lost so much, I can't get out right now. And then by them doing that, resulted in them actually making some really good gains. So remember, there is going to always hit a stage where there's a lot of euphoria, where a lot of people get sucked into this, all your friends and everyone's telling you to join it. You get sucked in, you buy the top. Please don't beat yourself up if you bought the top. Everyone that's new to crypto buys the top. I bought the top. I bought this top over here, that one exactly there, where it was $10,000 Bitcoin, and a week later it was a $3,000 Bitcoin, and it was fun. But then I worked my ass off, and eventually I got the rewards, and I got to change my life initially through that time. So we're at that same phase again, where we're going through the hull right now. We're going through the really hard time. It doesn't recover quick after this. It takes a little bit of time to recover through that. And we have not seen that. We haven't seen a very boring market. We've still seen a very volatile market, which is quite interesting, because usually we get quite boring after this, the big sort of drop off. And that's probably something that we will still get to at some sort of point. But right now we still have the major trend line, the breakout trend. So we'll keep tracking that for when we finally going to retrace this wave over here. We haven't had a really good bounce since we started this downtrend. I think, what are we right now? It's nearly October. We're like 320 days in the bear market as we stand. So right now you're a survivor. Be proud of that badge. You fought many days through this, so we just continue. And I think what this trend line eventually, when we break it, I'll speak about the more downside now. I think once we eventually break it, it's basically going to just change the pattern. People asked me last week, where are we on the market psychology? I think we are hitting depression. I think we will hit depression very soon now. I think another 30% down or 40% down in the market will definitely hit depression. And then after that, it gets better, guys. Once we've really got into the core of true depression and we've gotten a market completely sucked out, it gets better. It goes into a sideways market. It goes into accumulating market where the big guys will be buying up. We spoke about this last week about having a crazy amount of volume in this area, highest volume we've ever seen. Is sitting in the area we are right now. So every time they're shaking out and scaring everyone out of the markets, there are a bunch of big guys buying. The reason why we're not getting a capitulation or really good bounce, because I feel they want it a lot cheaper. People asked last week that we had the ETH merge, which was one of the biggest things to happen with ETH, right? But for me, it's like, institutions can finally buy ETH. They're not going to pay that price for it. They want to pay $800 for it. And it's probably likely that we will see an $800 ETH if Bitcoin drops this level. Then the institutions are buying, and they're buying a lot of it. And we just got to keep the mindset of being an institution, pretending that you are a whale and fishing when the whales are eating. Like, that's just the simple mentality of it. So I think when we eventually break this trend, I think things will calm down. It won't be as hurtful as it is right now. When will it break? And obviously, I think the low's coming in first. I thought at some point we'll break this trend. I still do think we can break this trend this year. At some point, it just looks like they want to completely get to the last shaking out event. Now, where we're sitting Bitcoin, the last little bit of hope is that we do have a double bottom, which is a 17,500. In order for that to happen and for that to be valid, in my opinion, is we drop to 17.5 and we get bought up to about $23,000. Then I know it's a bounce. Like right now, if it bounces on 17 and goes to 19, it's not a bounce. Like, we literally got a bounce here, we got to hit it, and we want to see a candle that takes us up here. In a day, like 2 days, like we got to literally hit that floor and we got to rocket and bounce so fast up to the next level for us to know it's a true bounce. And that's sort of something you got to be waiting for before over deploying or even getting shaken out right now and these sort of things. We want to see a serious capitulation, something like this where you see over here where Bitcoin literally dropped to 28K and it bounced up to 36K in 1 week candle. It's the exact same thing we want to see here. We want to see a long tail at some point, and we want to see at least a $4,000 to $5,000 weekly candle to the upside to know that that was an official bounce. Until we don't have that, we can just continue dripping and continuing down. Now, if we lose this area over here, if you just look at the simplicity that there's a very big gap where a lot of guys, think about it. The guys that bought here got stop losses just below, sorry. So we know there's a ton of stop losses sitting in that area. And as soon as that gets triggered, it's just going to bring a wall of sell orders. And you can see that there's a really big gap in between here. So I think if we lose that anywhere within the next day or two, it's going to happen very fast. And I think the market's going to drop really hard, really quick. Hopefully that can give us that long wick. I think the possibilities, I spoke about a 15K Bitcoin, right? If we work on closing, it's actually showing a $10,000 to $13,000 Bitcoin. So for me, it sort of looks at, if we're looking at this bearish scenario, which is really likely of what we're playing out here, is we'll drop this low over here. We'll hit the stop losses. We'll have a really fast wick that gets down to about 12 to 13K. And I think that's going to get bought up. In my opinion, I think there's a ton of buy orders sitting in this area, and I've spoken to the team. They're seeing a lot of buy orders there too. So if this drops down, I think it's going to happen really fast. This is the time for, and then this is the way I'm trading it, the way I'm doing it. Luckily, I have been accumulating dollars, and I've been building dollars over the last few months. So like for me, I'm drooling if it goes there. But buying right now for me is not an option. It's more me putting all the limit orders in. Because the problem is, if this dumps like this, Binance is going to freeze. All your exchanges are going to freeze. Everything is going to get crazy again. And I don't know if you guys, like, if you're brand new, guys, or like you've just been in this, the exchanges struggle if we get really big dumps like that. So it's going to be really hard to get orders. You're not going to be able to get into your exchanges and these sort of things. So I'm really at that point of, I got a limit order at 15K, 14K, 13K, 12K. With the bit of dollars that I got left, I am not missing that. If it comes down again and we get another 20, 30% down in Bitcoin, I am not missing that opportunity. I don't care if it's $10, I don't care if it's $50, if it's $100. You got to buy something really cheap at that point, because we're here, guys. We're at this phase over here. It does get better at some point, and Bitcoin's here to stay. All the big companies are still continuing. All the banks here in SA now, where we're from, they're all looking to add Bitcoin and Ethereum to their logs that you can buy every month. So it's not going anywhere. It's just continuing to grow. So this will happen very fast. And I think it's what we actually need, guys. I think we finally just got to get that really fast. I don't know if you guys remember the May crash, this one over here. Do you remember that one candle from 60K all the way down to $40,000 in the matter of a day? Like, it just goes. And when it just tanks like that, you won't be able to, like I said, you won't be able to get in and buy. You have to go put limit orders in now if you want to be buying more. The only things I'd be buying at these times, the little alts, once we break this major trend over here, I'll be going to a lot of micro alts, smaller altcoins, when I know it's that time, because a drop like this is going to drop those alts another 50%. I think you're going to get extremely, extremely, extremely cheap altcoins. Not even micro caps anymore. You're going to get extremely cheap major alts and guys that are playing big roles and doing a lot at this point. So we want to see that big drop off. For me, Bitcoin, I'm buying. Ethereum, the truth of it now is it's still doing okay. It's right on the all-time high now of 2017. But the gap is just too big, in my opinion. So I don't think we're going to go much lower than where we went the previous dump. But I feel Ethereum's going between an $800 to a $950 Ethereum. I still feel the merge was a really big deal. But we knew it was a big deal for the long term, not for the short term. Short term, they don't give a shit right now. Institutions can finally buy ETH. They want it cheap. So I want to buy it when it's cheap as well. And I'm definitely adding. I still think ETH has a really good run against Bitcoin over the long-term view. And I think it's something you definitely got to be adding to your portfolio. So I'm going balls deep, if you want to call it, into ETH, into Bitcoin at those levels. The sad thing now is a lot of these other alts are going to get absolutely obliterated. Even though they've been through so much, what you don't understand is the opportunity here is just incredible. Like it's we were looking at when did I think it was about a month ago. I was building a $2,000 2,000% portfolio. You remember that, guys? It's gone a lot higher now, because where we're at now, Phantom as we speak right now is 22 cents. Bitcoin goes to 12K. Phantom goes to 10 cents, even 8 cents, if you want to call it. And if we start getting to anywhere of those levels, let me actually show you something scary here about how quick this can actually happen. I feel it's too much damage for me to sell out of my long terms. I got some of them. Some of them I took a little bit of profits, but I got a lot of long term, and I think it's just too far for me to completely get panicked out of them. I'm just looking at where I can add and where I can build. But for Phantom, we got one more line of support around 15 cents. That was where we went to in July last year. But look at this. If we don't hold that, okay, if we don't hold that, look where the next support is. Guys, this can get crazy. This can get absolutely crazy. Look at the next support. Never say never, right? Like, look at that. For me, if I can get Phantom at 4 cents, that's just ridiculous now. Phantom was $3. $3. And I got good faith in Phantom that it can get anywhere near $1 to $2 in the future again. If not, get to $3 again. Like, you go start working out those calculations now. Do you know what that means? That means if you bought Phantom at $3 and you go put in 1% of what you bought at $3, you got the same amount of tokens. 1%. So if you put $100 in at $3 and you go put $1 in and it goes there, $1, you're buying the same amount of tokens of what $100 would have been at that point, which is insane. To this level over here, be ready for it, guys, because if Bitcoin drops this low, you're going to see panic like you haven't seen in a very long time. And it might even be one of the most panic situations that we've ever seen. But if you look, and that's basically when the market starts to really exaggerate, like it really gets and it's sad because people are going to sell. People are going to get out of their portfolios then. And it's really sad to see what can happen now next and that flushing out. But you look at anywhere near, if you're buying these things at these levels, it's incredible. instead of fighting with the market that it's been an absolute horseshit, like you say very much thank you if the market does have that. And you buy whatever it is, $2, $5, whatever it is at those levels, it's going to play a massive role in the future. And I'm very grateful to have dollars if it comes down to those. So I'm even expecting a worse scenario of a 5-cent phantom. And that's absolutely insane. That's incredible. We go look at Solana. Solana was the one that's showing a lot of strength, like it was on the trend line, and it's not far from the trend. So even though there's more downside with Bitcoin, I feel that we're not that far from getting this low in. I feel the damage is going to happen now. It'll be better if it does happen now, and let's just get the damage done with. But we're not far from trends. We're not far from a really big weekly and monthly breakout at any point. But Solana is the same thing. You're looking at an $18, $20 Solana. If we go look at any other gaps between that, this looks like the likely one of around $20. I think it's insane, guys, to be getting a high cap, a more good play, good project, major alt at $20. For me, it's a 10 to 20x in the future, and I'm not missing that shot. So I'm still sticking to the plan of when I'm buying these dips now to continue at least 30-40% on ETH and Bitcoin, 30-40% on the major alts. That's including Solana, including Chainlink, Cardano, any of these, and then 20% into the crazy ones, Phantom, Theta, Vet, ZIL, all of these sort of things. I think a portfolio like that is going to absolutely destroy. It may take a year, it may take 2 years, but you're going to make so much damn money. It's not even funny. Like it's crazy. Like, thank you for giving me these prices. Like I wanted to be rich and have my Lamborghini already, but now I'm like, holy shit! Like we can 10x what we did before, and the amount of experience. Like this is great. So Solana is actually holding pretty well considering the rest of the markets. I don't think it's going to get too much cheaper than what it is, but if it does go to $20, it's still 50% down from where we're at right now. Chainlink, $4, $4 to $5 Chainlink. Quite crazy. And there's even an option of a $2 Chainlink. That's insane. When I started crypto, it was $2. I started here in this area over here. It was $2 to $3. I love the token. That's definitely the next levels we can get to. And you can see we still got a little time till the trend, that sort of area, but Chainlink definitely. Cardano, look at this. Like Cardano, there's a gap. So Cardano's got a really big, which is crazy. They got the fork happening in this, but the market's just not in a good place. But we got a lot of support at 40 cents. I think they're trying to hold that level, but then look at the gap, guys. Look at the gap. Ooh, the gap's ugly. So we look at the next gap of where it gets through that. The next gap's at 20 cents, 20 cent Cardano. Incredible. I don't think Cardano is going anywhere in the future. And anywhere 20 cents back to the top is a 15x. Like, guys, it's actually insane. So be likely that 50% worst scenario in my opinion, 50 to 60% down in altcoins. I'd say about 40 to 50% major alts. I say 50 to 60% micro alts, which is quite crazy. The only thing that will change that, like I said, is even right now, Bitcoin goes to 23K in one day. Only thing that's going to change my mind is when we get that capitulation, long ass candle. Now, one that Run spoke about, go watch a show on the weekend. It was incredible, truly. Is Neo Protocol. I don't think this is going to get much cheaper. I think it can dump with the market, but I don't think it's going to get as cheap as the rest. I got two levels: the $3 level, which is 30% down from where we are now. I think it's a must. And then we got the $2, $2.5 if it really, really, really gets ugly. But I think NIA is an absolute monster. Like I'm building a very big NIA portfolio and I'm trying to build as much as possible. I think NIA is what they're doing right now. What they're building so hard in the bear market right now. Isn't that what you sort of want from all of this? What was the problem in the last bull market? The problem was the last bull market. They had so many new people flooding in. None of the projects were ready. So they weren't actually working on their own stuff. They're focusing on the amount of money and how much market cap and how much this stuff, where now they have to build a product because there's no people and there's no money. So the guys are building hard, and I want to see a company building their asses off, and this company is building their asses off. So I think NIA is a must. Like it's a definite must if it goes down. I don't think it gets as destroyed as the rest, but I think it's a crazy thing to be getting at that levels. Finally, my Matic's starting to come down quite hard now. It's been holding for a while. Matic 50 cents. I'm aping. I don't think Matic makes a lower low. I think it goes near that region. Even if Bitcoin goes to 12K, I don't think it gets as destroyed. Matic 50 cents. Come on. I don't think it's, a Matic is for me is a 5 to 10x. You know, once the market starts to recover, so it's not as big as the Solana or Cardano growth and these sort of things. But I feel it will break all-time highs, and I feel it will go a lot higher than what it went previously. So Matic for me is an absolute definite. And then the weak little AVAX. AVAX is weak as hell right now. And it looks like it continues to get weak. It looks like it can get to a point of $10 AVAX on a really bad downside dump over here. So I am talking extremely bullish on the show, bearish on the show today, because there's nothing showing me any bullishes right now. If anything changes, I'll give bullish views later. But for now, I'm working on very bearish views here. So from here, yeah, $10, $10 AVAX. I think it's crazy. Right on them don't agree. I think they're saying AVAX is not as good as what they thought. So it's not my favorite, but I will be buying some in that area because it's just so damn cheap. And then look at, you know what you want to see. When you find tokens, you know, we got this downtrend, right? Then you saw like chain links close. You can see a lot of tokens are close there. Like there's downside, but they're close. Those are more likely the ones when the market finally turns bullish again that are going to be the ones that break out and run first. Where you can see AVAX, look how far it is from the trend. So it's very far. So if you find, you know, like this is also a really good scenario that a coin's going to also, you know, bounce pretty strong. Is look at this, like just to resistance over here is 50, like it's a 3x just back to the tops over here. So when something goes away from a trend line, it always comes back at some points. And we've seen it many times. Like over here, let me actually show you guys the example here about going away from a trend line. If you look at this one over here, look how the market literally ran away from the trend. But then look how it sends that wick at some point to come near that trend again. You can see that wick in that area over there. It didn't go as low to retest, but do you see the further away you get from a trend, it becomes a really good sign. So the same thing here is look how far away we are from this trend over here. You'll soon see. So I'll show you how this plays out going forward. But I think AVAX $10 is a really good one. Polkadot, can't believe it. Polkadot. Craig, did you ever think we'd get another $4 Polkadot again? Never. so Polkadot $4, Polkadot $4, like that's where we're looking at. Then you could just go to the rest of the market here. EGLD, $24, 50% down, guys. This is where a lot of the market's showing right now. Our comp is holding well. Look at our comp. That was the one that I said it's holding pretty well, still holding trend. So comp's running against. So that is one I've been adding. RUNE, woo! Thorchain, $1. That's what it looks like for Thorchain. I'm aping. If it goes to $1, I'm aping. Uni, let's get real here. $4, $3 Uni. That's crazy. That was when we got airdropped it. Remember when Uni funded, that was the price that was at $3. A lot of the gaming, I think gaming, guys, if you can get, I won't go more than 3 tokens. I go choose my best gaming tokens. Got to buy gaming on this. If the market goes down another 50%, because gaming just makes you so much money in an up market. So focus. I'm sure Sand and Decentraland and all of these ones are the best ones to go with. Don't risk too much right now. We could be here for a while. So it means a lot of the games, a lot of projects won't be here anymore. But I'll definitely be focusing on that. I see Luna and them not doing much at that point. Yeah, so when we're bullish again, guys, I will go through a more degen list. But for now, those are the only ones I'm really taking advantage of. I think Stargate, I'll be getting around 35 cents in that sort of area. Atom, I think Atom goes to $10. I think Litecoin goes to $30 again. And a lot of these tokens, you know, you can basically work on a 40% down. So let's prep for that, guys. That's all that the market is showing us right now is you know, a lot more downside. Let's see if we can get that capitulation, that big ass wick that sends us through the roof. Then we can change our minds. For now, whatever bit of change you can get. I can't sell positions now. I can't get out. So I'm not relied on that right now. I'm looking at whatever dollars I have. Limit orders. Set the limit orders, guys. You're not going to be able to buy. If this market dumps 50%, you're not going to be able to get into your exchange. Binance is going to freeze. All these exchanges are going to freeze, and it becomes a shit show so fast, and you're going to be really pissed off with yourself if you don't get any of those buys. So go set those limit orders. It's going to be fast. If Bitcoin loses this level, it's going to be so fast. It's going to wick all the way down. Then we want to see this long-ass wick. You know what we want to see? We want to see Bitcoin lose 18,000 now or 17,000, drop to 12, and be back at 18 in one daily candle. Like we get that, then we know. Game on. We need that big ass capitulation. So guys, have a good day. Keep the spirits up high. Market shitty. it's opportunity. There's no other word than opportunity. Buy the right damn tokens, whatever you can get left. If you bought the top, go put in 1% of the money you put in at the top, and you'll buy the same amount of tokens that you have, and you'll see how big of a role that will play. Like if you can double your portfolio in tokens, may not get the dollar value now, but build tokens. Market's offering no dollars, it's offering tokens. So whatever, don't diversify too much just yet either, but definitely build up on that. I love you all. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you all on tomorrow's show.